hunkymonke69?
Uh-uh.
Okay, well, I'm hunkymonke69. We're here with Epic Gamer. And this is our podcast.
Okay, hold on.
I'll talk to
This is the... Wait, we gotta think of an acronym. This is the Talk Lua Double Penetration Podcast.
Talk Lua.
This is Talk
Nah,
Lua.
no, not Talk Lua slam. What about Gyatua? Ooh,
No, it's
that one's hard.
TLDP. It's Talk Lua Double Penetration.
I guess. Talk Lua.
Anyways, we're talking about World War II.
Oh,
COD
yeah.
World War II. Specifically.
It's World War II in general.
I could
but
go
say like
on
words.
about real World War II though, but I won't. What do we think about the campaign? What do we think? What's the
I think
overall
it's
thoughts?
great. I think it is probably the best Call of Duty campaign out there.
I agree. It might be
I
the only
think-
one I've played, but I agree that it's the best one.
I've played a lot of them, and especially with the new Call of Duties that they're dropping.
Yeah, I think I've only
same shit
played
every
this
year.
one. Maybe I started BO3. I don't know.
I've played BO1, BO2, BO3. Obviously BO4 didn't have one, and then I played
So we got
World
an
War
expert.
II. No, you got a loser. That's what you got. You got a sweaty.
We got a loser expert.
You got a Mountain Dew
But
drinker here.
as we were talking about, just barely.
Mm-hmm.
The game started off real rough. The multiplayer was... The campaign was the same, but the multiplayer sucked, and it was like a whole thing. And everyone hated on it, and the hate's gone down because people have kind of realized its potential. But it was one of those games that just get hated. It was like Battlefront 2, you know?
Yeah.
It drops, everyone hates on it, and they just assume it's garbage for the rest of eternity, even though it had a glow up.
Yeah.
But
There's a
we're
lot of
not here
games
to
like
talk.
that.
We're not here to talk about the multiplayer. We're here to talk about the campaign, which
Specifically.
I have beaten on veteran difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty.
I'm like a few missions off. I'm on, I think, second to last, so I'm almost there.
And then I beat it 2 other times on mystery difficulties, just for reference, just to say we know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
Dear viewers,
dear viewers.
dear 2 viewers. Anyways, let's start
Hi,
out with
Kelton.
D-Day. So, how does D-Day even open?
It's
The boat.
them.
You wake up on the boat, right?
Yep. And they're playing
So
Five Finger
your name
Fillet.
is Daniels
Yep.
or David's or
I haven't heard David's
Donnie.
yet.
I always forget. It's Daniels
It's Daniels. Yeah.
from
Daniels.
Texas. Your little Texas boy named Daniels, clean shaven,
Oh yeah.
purebred American looking.
Oh
And
yeah.
you wake up, and who's playing Five Finger Fillet? Zussman.
It's Zus and Alieo, I think. I don't know. I don't think I pronounced it
Zussman, the
correctly.
Jew guy, and Alieo, the Italian guy.
Oh yeah.
And
Alieo has this big necklace. I think it's some
you play for
Italian
the
thing,
necklace.
and you play
And you
for
beat
the
him,
necklace.
or someone beats him. I think it's
Yeah.
you. And you get the
no,
necklace.
I don't even think
It's
it's
not
yeah,
you.
It's Zussman.
Someone beats him.
He's all
Zussman beats him.
nonchalant, telling a story while putting a knife in between his hands.
Oh
And
yeah,
he goes
you're right.
back 3 times, and then he like wins the necklace, and then
You're right.
Pearson walks in, being
Pearson
all
walks in
fucking
and everyone gets in trouble. And then you dip from the boat and you get on the classic
Probably
D-Day rowboat and you go storm Normandy or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
What is it called
Normandy.
in war? Neptune? Operation Neptune?
I think I have no.
You
I
roll
have
up
no
on
idea.
it. But you get there and half the boat just gets clipped as you're rolling up to the beach. Like everyone gets headshotted. The driver, I think, gets headshotted.
The boat crashes.
The boat
and
crashes.
Then,
It
there's
tips
just
over. You get dumped in the water.
doors
bodies.
drop, and there's just blood
Mhm.
flying, bullets spraying. You got to push some dude without a head off
It's
you.
D-Day. It's
Yeah,
D-Day.
it's pretty self-explanatory. You jump
And
over
then
the
you
side.
move up the beach. You get shot at. You get one of those giant stick grenades and blow up a wall.
Yeah, and then you rush the.
You rush bunkers, and there's a ton of
Yeah.
bunkers, and a bunch of Germans to kill. And it's just
Yep.
the parts where you're playing the game, it's hard to talk about. It's more the
Oh.
cutscenes that are easier to talk about.
Yeah.
So you rush the bunkers and you kill some Nazis and you get a flamethrower and get to try that out. And you get introduced to the mechanics and whatnot. Like you
Are we
yell
able
for
to?
Zussman to get some stuff or whatever. Is
Right.
it okay? Is it D-Day where who gets shot and you have to drag him to the hospital?
That is, yeah. That
And
is
you
D-Day.
talk about the French girls.
Yeah, that's Zussman. He gets
Is
shot.
it
No,
Zussman? Dude, is
he gets
Zussman
stabbed.
everything?
I
There's no
think
way it's
so.
Zussman.
No, it is Zuss because he gets stabbed. You walk in, and that dude charges you with
Oh
the bayonet,
no,
and then
yeah,
you gotta
we
slap him
skipped
with
the
the fucking
helmet
helmet.
part.
Yeah,
We
the
with the
helmet part.
helmet part.
Yeah,
You
you
walk
get
in a
slapped with
door,
the fucking
and there's a
helmet.
Nazi that knocks you over, and you got to hit a quick time event, and just like bash his brains out with the helmet. It's so sick.
You gotta drag Zussman through all
And
this
Zussman saves you or
smoke,
whatever, and he
all
gets
this shit.
stabbed.
You gotta bring him to this little medic pavilion while you're getting shot at. You're gonna have to put him down on
And
the
you're dragging him
sandbags.
holding a 1911, and the
Yep,
1911 like one shots because you're holding him, so
yeah,
it does 5 times more damage.
yep. And then
And
you
you get
bring
him
him.
there, and you gotta leave him, but you tell him about the French girls that he's gonna get and all the women.
And he's like, I need a goddamn medic! Someone give me a
It's like the
goddamn medic!
classic,
Yeah,
yeah, band kid. I
real.
need a medic.
Yeah.
And then
And then
is
it
that the end
pans
of
up.
D-Day?
I think so. Yeah, and then it pans up.
D-Day ends. Yeah, it pans up,
Yeah,
and then it's the start of Cobra, Operation
Operation
Cobra.
Cobra. Oh yeah.
So that open. How does that even open?
Um. Ah.
Is that
I
when
think
you're
you're
just
on
like
the
at a
tanks.
camp?
Yeah, you're at the
Yeah. Oh
camp, and then
yeah.
you get on top of the
You're at a
tank, and
camp
you're
and
all
you're talking
riding
to
around.
Pearson, and like Zussman's doing better. He's got like a bandage. And you're
Pearson's
like, "How
giving
you
him
doing,
shit for being
Zussman?"
a bit. Yeah, and then he
Pearson's being
slaps on his
Pearson.
gut. Yeah.
And then you hop on the tanks, and you're rolling up to like. It's low-key a vibe, the mission. You
Oh
roll up
yeah,
to like
it's just
it's
one of
like a
my
little
favorites.
homestead town thing, and you get to whip out a sniper on like a barn for a while.
Oh no! Hold on, no. It
Or
has
is
the
that not at the
whole.
beginning?
That's right after, because the planes come in and they fucking bomb the tank in
But
front of
that's
you. I think.
after.
Is it?
Oh no, you're right. You're
The
right.
tank, the planes fly in, and then you
Yeah.
gotta make your way to that AA gun. You gotta tear them out of the sky.
No, that's later. That's
Yeah, that's
later, I
later. That's
think.
later. But like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the whole reason you have the AA
Yep.
gun.
So you rush,
Yeah.
and there's like ditches and trenches that you have to push through and like snipe,
Mhm.
and you get the ability to like, what is it called? Like the focus, like lock in. Is it just focus?
I think so.
I think it's just focus.
I
It's like
remember.
the dead
Yeah.
eye,
Mm.
and you just breathe out. It's so sick. So you're like scoped on a guy, and it goes, and then.
Is that only with snipers though? No, you can do it with SMGs and shit, right? Yeah.
No, I think it's only sniper. I think you've been playing too much
swear-
Red Dead.
Probably,
I'm
honestly.
pretty sure it's only snipers.
Because there, yeah, I'm looking at IGN now. There is one sniper part where you're like, you clear one of the
Yeah.
buildings, and you're gonna make your
Uh-huh.
way up the debris, and then you're holding them off while they're all rushing.
Yeah.
And you got Pearson shit fighting them back. You got all the platoon fighting back.
Uh-huh.
You push them back. You eventually get to that AA gun I was talking about, and then because those planes are flying at the beginning, you realize, oh shit, all this is going down. We gotta tear down all these fucking planes. So then you got on the AA
So
gun.
you hop on the AA gun,
Mhm.
shoot the planes in the sky.
Dude, you gotta put lead into those fuckers. When I was
No,
playing
they're
on veteran,
heavy.
you know,
They're
when
heavy.
when I was playing veteran mode, dude, I was getting fucked. It
Uh-huh.
was bad. No, it was bad. It was
But you
hard.
do that, and then it's like another bunker type thing. You gotta raid another flamethrower and stuff like that. I
Mm.
think, right? It's just like another
Yeah.
general. You like have
Oh
to
no,
clear
no,
a
no, no.
house or a
Yeah,
bunker.
it's a trench. And before the tanks start pulling over again, because there's still some from that
Yeah.
big convoy, you and I think Zussman, I'm pretty sure, and Pearson, you all grab this sniper on this little ridge, and you're sniping the whole trench out. And then you got to shoot these gas cans, if I remember, right? You shoot something
Oh
that
yeah,
make
yeah,
you blow
yeah,
up.
yeah.
That blows up the turret so the tanks
Oh
can
yeah,
ride
no,
over.
you put like a grenade in like an AA gun that's stationed
Oh,
in the middle
it's a
or
thermite grenade, if I remember.
something.
You put
Yeah,
like
you
a
put like a thermite grenade in like
yeah,
an
yeah.
AA gun, and you run away and it blows up.
Mhm.
Yeah, but after you clear out Nazis and stuff.
Then you get on it's the car, right? You get on the car and you're in the back with the turret. I think Zussman's driving.
Is that?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought that was the beginning of another mission. No.
no. I'm looking at IGN and it says this part because that's what I was thinking too. But I'm
Okay,
looking.
yeah.
It's the very
So
last.
yeah, you get on these jeeps, like old World War II jeeps, and you got a
Big
gun, and you're
fucking
like
MG,
racing, almost.
kinda in a way.
You're just driving around.
Blazing through this town, mowing down
Uh-huh.
everything you fucking see, and then
You gotta like take a detour or something. I don't even remember.
and then
And then
after
what? How
you
does it
wipe
end?
that, after you wipe that village, I think it just ends.
It just ends, and then
I
you're just at
think.
Stronghold.
I think. I can't think of
Okay.
anything else, and I'm looking at IGN because I don't really remember
Yeah.
Stronghold or
Okay.
Total that
So
much.
yeah, that's
I
Cobra.
remember.
So
I remember
Stronghold,
Stronghold. I remember.
you open up and it's like, is it a flashback or is it just Daniel's talking,
I think it's just Daniel's
or it's
talking.
like a dream or something? He's like in.
No, no, that's after Stronghold. That's before SOE because that's when the whole
Is
church is
it?
all down and you can see the church in the distance and it's all
Oh,
fucking
I thought
it's all
Stronghold
going down.
opened with something like that too.
I mean, it might. I mean, it's been a
Maybe
minute.
I think Stronghold just opens and it's like Arthur Morgan journal entry like type thing. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
yeah,
talking. I guess
yeah,
that's all of them though.
yeah. Because
But I
there's
swear
like
Stronghold's different. But basically you're in like a town, like London town. I don't know where it takes place. I'm assuming just Germany or
I don't think
something.
it's London. I think it's Europe. But yeah.
Dude, London is in Europe.
Okay, but I don't think it's like London, London. I think it's like more of like
No, yeah,
Europe,
I know.
Germany. Yeah, you
But
know.
you're in this town and you're just in these buildings on a street and just shooting Nazis and stuff.
You got to
And you
clear
just
the
gotta
old
move
rundown
up.
house. Then
Uh-huh.
you eventually are outside this church, and it's getting overrun by all these krauts, right?
Yeah.
So then you got to go onto.
You go in the church and there's like a bunch of
No,
Nazis in there. Someone's
there's the
got like an
church.
MG or something.
You get in the back of that I don't know what the truck's called. It's kind of like a half track looking thing. You get in the back of it, and then you're mowing down all the Nazis so they're not pushing the
Oh
church.
yeah.
And then you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
into the
yeah.
church, you kick the door wide open,
There's a
all that.
bunch of guys you gotta kill in there. And then
Mm.
you climb up with do you climb up with Pearson?
It's Pearson, I think Styles, because I know Pearson gives
Okay.
you like the binocular little thing where you can see
Uh-huh.
all the enemies, and Styles is grenades. I don't really remember why he's up there.
Wait, so I never remember this. The
What?
Zussman like watching him with the sniper.
Hmm.
Is that Stronghold or is that SOE? Or
Yeah,
what is that?
That's Stronghold. Yeah, because you
Okay,
get onto the
okay.
top of the church, and then you got to cover Zussman while he's moving up, and then
Yeah,
they're getting
right,
overrun,
right,
and you
right,
got to
right.
stop.
So you get to the top of the church. It's like giant, tall, like medieval looking church with like a
Yeah.
giant bell.
Hmm.
Foreshadowing. But
Cannot forget the giant bell.
you whip out a sniper and it's like yeah, I think it's the first time in the game you see it, but you see it a lot
Hmm.
for some reason. But
Hmm.
it's like this. I think is it a car 98?
It's a Carnage, yeah.
So it's a car 98 and it's got like this scope and it's got like a medallion like wrapped around the
I think
scope.
it's like a dog tag if I
Or like
remember.
no, it's a circle.
Something.
It's like a circle medallion necklace thing.
Really?
Something special to Daniels. I don't. You get it throughout the game,
Hmm.
but you get it for the first time, and you got to cover Zussman as he pushes up.
Hmm.
And I remember when I was little, because I played this campaign
When it
like the
dropped, yeah.
year it
So did
came
I.
out when
Yeah,
I
so
was
did I.
younger. I
Hmm.
remember this mission being so hard. I mean, they all were, but this one was hard. But it's really not anymore. But you just have to cover him while he's moving up, and it'll like tell you like, oh, enemies pushing from the left. You gotta look at the
Pearson
left and shoot them.
screams,
Shoot
yeah.
the enemies.
Fucking
And
counts on the
then
left.
there's crowds on the right.
The cops will eat you alive. Stick to your training.
And then what happens to the clock tower?
I think it just gets bombed. I don't
Is
think
it
it was a.
just a?
I
It's like
think
a
it's a.
tank or a bomb or
I think
something
it's a
just
plane.
blows it up.
A plane comes and drops a bomb on it.
Something blows
Fucking
it up and it goes to hell.
yeah, and
And it
you
starts falling down and you
you
like
got
fall down a
randoms.
giant ladder and
Yeah,
stuff. Like
the bell
Pearson, I
like
think
is
Pearson was
literally about to
fine.
drop. Yeah, Pearson's just he thugs it out. You know,
Pearson
the
dips. Fuck
giant bell
Pearson.
is like above you, and it's like
Yeah, you
slowly
fall down
coming
like the
down.
main long way of the church and the bell is just about to fall on you and it just misses, I
And
guess.
then yeah, and then Pearson throws you out, and then he's on top of you. He's like, "Do you see
And then you're
wings on me,
back outside
Private?"
the church,
Yeah, and he's like, "You
and
see
there's like
wings on
another
me, Private?
flamethrower.
I'm not your fairy fucking godmother." And
You see wings on me, Private? No, Sergeant. That's because I'm not your fairy fucking godmother!
then that's when there's the two sides you got to hold. There's that one
Yep,
staircase that gives
yep.
you the flame. Dude, that was fucking miserable on veteran
No,
mode.
I remember that on
I
veteran. That was so
It was
hard.
so awful. I had to
No,
call it
I had
quits
to
for the
retry
night.
that a couple of times. It
Oh, it
was
was
difficult.
fucking miserable.
You're just right outside the church, and there's like stairs and stuff, and
Mm.
oh, you have these airstrikes you can call in from.
Mm.
Is it Styles that gives out the airstrikes?
I think Alieo has the smoke grenade that drops airstrikes,
Maybe.
and
Yeah.
Styles
Okay.
gives grenades, if I remember.
Oh yeah, you're right. If we're not right about anything, just disclaimer to you and the
Yeah.
viewers.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on the screen and just show what the truth is.
Yeah.
Because half of this is going to be wrong, just a disclaimer. So if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, and just play the game if you want to actually know, because you should be
Yeah.
playing the game anyway. But anyways, you get outside the church and
I
you
think
hold it
after
up and kill
I
people.
think
And then
that's
is that
the
the
end of
end?
it. Yeah, I think so.
That's the end.
When you hold them off long enough, I'm pretty sure.
And then okay, you're gonna
And-
have to remind me what SOE is. SOE is
Oh,
the next mission.
This was one of my favorite missions because
I know what it is. I just
had
can't think. Like I can't put the name to the mission.
it has the stealth part and the train. So you meet
Oh, SOE
yeah,
is the train. SOE
yeah,
is
so
the
you
train.
so you meet the
You
is
you
she
can take
French?
control on this one. I'll
Okay,
help
I think
out.
she's French. You meet the French chick, right?
No, no,
And
no, no. Okay, no. You meet the British chick.
That's who it is. The British chick, not the French.
There's
chick,
a
the British
British chick and a French
Yeah,
chick.
yeah, yeah.
You meet the British chick.
There's the British chick and a British guy, and they're coming because
They're
there's
like
this
brothers and
giant.
sister or
I
something.
think
don't
so. Yeah,
know.
there's some giant fortress on wheels. I think that's exactly what they say too.
Yeah.
There's a giant
It's
fortress
like
on
Red Dead
wheels,
mission. You gotta heist the
Yeah.
train.
bringing tanks, all this ammo,
Mhm.
and like this would pretty much. This really helps them in the war, right? So this train's coming in, and they're like sneaking through this like little like
There's just like a
dirt
little outpost by the
pathway.
train, kinda.
Yeah, some
You gotta
big
sneak through
like
some buildings.
some truck pulls up. You got the suppressors. You screw them on. You fucking
Uh-huh.
murk those guys.
Is
and you're
it? No,
going
I think
through.
is this the first stealth mission?
Yeah, this is the first stealth
You get the
mission.
suppressors. First
Yeah.
stealth mission. It's fire.
The grease gun.
Stealth
oh,
missions are
yeah.
under. Oh, the grease gun.
You get
Ooh.
the grease gun
That's
with the
one of my favorite guns
suppressor.
in multiplayer. It's
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
it still is my favorite gun. I think in any Call of
But
Duty. That
you
just
sneak
rips.
through them, and then do you even get revealed? Or
I don't
Can
think
you do it
I don't
successfully?
think you can fully stealth it because that's when you have to chase the train down. So there would
Yeah. So you
So-
get in the jeeps again, like in Cobra.
You get compromised. You got to go through the little post office, and the train starts
Uh-huh.
fucking blaring. Like it's about to slow down, and then it's like
Yeah.
a bunch of gunshots are blaring. So they
and then
keep
full
going.
throttle. You got to get in the jeeps.
You get in the jeep.
And
I
then
think it's Zussman driving. No, you're driving. Yeah, it's
you're
Daniels is
driving.
driving.
Yeah.
So you're Daniels. You're driving. You're zooming, and Zussman's on the fucking turret, and he's fucking. Or I
Uh-huh.
think he might be next to it. I don't really remember. But you're driving. you're
Someone's
trying
on
to
the
chase this
turret.
down,
You're driving.
You're shooting. I think you
What
switch off. at
crashes
some
the
point.
train?
I
Does
remember.
Does something
Yeah.
blow up?
Yeah, no, everything blows up. So
Okay.
you're driving the Jeep. I think you switch over. So I think you're on the turret to begin with, and then it's like take the
Yeah,
wheel,
I think you're
and then
right. Yeah,
you take
yeah,
the
yeah.
wheel,
Right.
and and I think Zussman's driving at this point because I think it throws you in front of the train
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah.
You get in front of the train somehow, and it starts
Yeah, the
turning. on
car
its
gets like
back.
wedged on the tracks in front
Yeah.
of the train.
And then all you see is you're like, oh shit, jump, and they jump off, and then the train goes off the rails over it.
And
Everything
blows up.
Everything, dude. All
And
it
you're
is
at
is
like
just debris
it's one of those
flying.
things where it's like wooden beams and stuff that go over the track, and it's like a
Mm.
station thing around
I
the
remember
track,
a big
and
train
it
car goes
crashes into it,
flying
and it
into,
just
like, a water
everything
tower.
blows up and goes flying.
A big train car goes flying into some water tower and it fucking explodes.
Like
And
everything
then-
blows up.
And then the British girl randomly finds you, and you and Zussman wake up. You're like,
Yeah,
Zussman,
it's like
where are
you
you?
wake up, it's all foggy and fiery, and
There's
like
a
you're,
random
like, on
German you
life
shoot.
support. Yeah, there's just there's
British
a lot
woman-
of random Germans. You
Oh no,
shoot.
this is the French girl, cause you're like, who the hell are you? And then
Oh
she's like,
yeah, yeah. So
I'm
you meet.
French. You meet the.
Oui,
you
oui,
meet
I am French.
yeah.
And you just
the
meet this
French
random
girl.
French chick. Who knows where she came from? I guess special
No.
forces from British girl.
Probably.
And then does
She
she just
probably-
dip? Like you meet her and she dips,
No,
or do
I
you
think
stay with her?
I think you stay with her until you get back to like the main platoon, and then once you get back, I'm pretty sure that's it. You have like a big battle in between with like some of the Germans that
Yeah.
survive, so it's not just like
Yep.
you go straight to the end.
Yeah,
but-
but you make it. You find your. Do you
You
even
rally
find
back with the
everyone?
squad. Yeah, you find everybody, and then
And
Pearson
then that's the end.
talking his shit, even
and
though you just
It's teased. It's not really a tease because it's in the same game. But you start talking to the French chick at the very end, and it's like something. Unless that's just the beginning of Liberation.
I
But
think I might be the beginning of the
that's
version, but
segueing
anyway,
to Liberation.
That's the
You're
end of SOE.
talking to French girl now in Liberation, and she's like, "Oh, I am French, and my
Yeah.
country has been taken by Germans."
Mm-hmm.
And you basically gotta help her heist this like German compound in France, and it's like a gala. It's like it's
It's a
Like an
giant
office
like
building and like a party and like
it's just pretty
it's
much a big
ass building with Germans.
a big headquarters, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And you're
So it's
playing
been
as the
taken
German
over.
now.
Yeah.
Now you're
Don't
playing or
spoil.
not German.
Yeah, it's taken over by the Germans
Yeah.
though.
Wait, are we
And it's
not
like
on
a big
liberation right
French
now?
building.
We're on
No,
liberation.
we're on liberation. We're on
Yeah.
liberation.
That's what I'm saying.
But
So
you're
now
talking to
you're
her about it, and then you're in a car, and
oh right, the car
you're the
scene.
French chick.
Yeah, that's how
You
it
turn
goes.
into the
Yeah.
French chick,
And then
you're
you
in the
gotta
car,
go
and the
over
driver gives you a pamphlet
yeah, you gotta go over
of
all
your
that.
identity that you have
My
to,
name
and
is
you actually
something
have to
Schneider.
memorize it.
Yeah.
Like if you
something
don't memorize
Schneider,
it, you'll
I think.
just like die.
Get shot.
But
And you're going to look for
roll
some
up.
Nazi officer,
Mhm.
and you have like a
What's his
penknife.
name?
I think it's
Some like
Fisher. I'm
Fisher?
pretty sure
It's
it's Fisher.
some name.
Some
It's this
name.
German guy you're looking for. That's like
And you got this,
the whole thing. She has some
yeah,
unsettled business with Mr. German Man.
and it's all for like a briefcase trade, right? It's like some real
Something about
spy
that,
shit where you
yeah.
gotta switch briefcases with some dude. But you're
Yeah,
going through
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
building, you gotta find a way. You go downstairs looking for this dude, and you can go in this room and like save this random girl. I think that's one of like the heroic acts of the mission. You save this
I don't think I've ever
random.
done that. Maybe
Yeah.
I have.
It's just when you walk downstairs, you can see this guy, this like German, throwing this lady into her room, and it's like, "Oh, you stay back," and then she's like, "Oh, fuck you," and then you can go and like assassinate that dude with the pen knife, and then you like walk back out, and then ask around, and then eventually it leads upstairs, and you find your way upstairs. Then you go in and you meet. I think you meet Fisher, and then you gotta run into. I think Fisher's a different dude than like the real.
You meet somebody.
And then he takes you to like the big boss man. And then when you're talking to the
Yeah.
big boss man, he like comes and knocks you down, and then you gotta like
He's
you
like
grab
all
this, like-
menacing though. Like it's actually
Yeah,
scary. Like edge of your
yeah.
seat. He's like cooking one of those like fire pokers and like
Mhm.
like you can tell he knows exactly what you're doing and you're just like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And then
And
he
then
like
shit hits the fan, like,
grabs
a cup
you.
gets broken or something.
Yeah, and then you
like,
grab
start
that and you
stabbing.
just start shanking his ass, and he just like bleeding out. You got
He
blood
has
all
so
over
much
you.
blood.
It's a really
He's like on
really
top of you
violent.
when you're just stabbing him.
He's like,
I
this is
think,
for
right?
my family, and then she like pulls
Oh,
it out.
yeah,
And says,
this is for my family."
comrades. Yeah. And then
God. Just hold on. I just want to say this.
Right.
I think this is my favorite mission.
Oh, 100%. This is my favorite.
I think
mission from the entire
like
game.
99% of the players, this is their favorite missions. It's so cool.
It's so cool.
And it's so
like,
long.
Such
And
a
it's
random.
also
yeah.
cool.
I think it's so long because it's a stealth mission. You kind of
Yeah.
maneuver
But
your way.
so
But there's more to this.
you
like,
have
you
your
gotta,
confrontation.
Then you
with-
get the pistol with like the
Yeah.
suppressor. Then
You get your confrontation with the big guy. You go outside into this big courtyard area.
hallway. No, you
where
go to
there's
the
a lot-
hallway, and then you assassinate that one dude
Yeah.
with like
Yeah,
the
you just
British
go down the
guy.
stairs in a hallway and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're
you're
in a giant
outside.
courtyard where Germans are posted up. There's like tents and stuff, just like typical stealth cover. And you
Mhm.
got to take them out. I think you don't have to take them out, but I always take every single one out.
Oh, and one more thing, it's like nighttime and it's raining.
it's
all
The whole
gloomy and
mission's
mysterious.
nighttime.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was said.
Yeah.
They're thinking like it's daytime and this is all just going on.
Oh yeah, no, it's all dark and stormy, and maybe not stormy, but it's dark. It's
Raining, it's cool.
that
Then you
mode.
gotta sneak around. Then you gotta go plant some C4 on
Yeah,
these
you
big
plant some
doors.
C4 around some trucks in the garages or something,
Mhm.
or like near
Something.
them.
Yeah, and then it's even
then
more
what?
fighting. Then it's like you go loud. You don't even go stealth anymore. You
No,
go loud,
okay.
and you're fighting in the streets. That's before.
No, you
Collateral
missed
Damage.
something though, because
Did I?
you're
I
oh,
don't think
I
did.
know what you missed. So you plant the C4,
Mhm.
and then you switch from the French girl into Daniels.
Oh, yeah. And then
I don't even know when you see the C4 blow up.
I don't know. But then C4 goes kaboom, and then it like pans in some way to Daniels, and then it's like, all right, we just got word on this phone. We can advance now. So then you guys are we're in the middle of like streets of Paris, and then Zussman and Daniels are talking about all the Paris women or whatever, and then shit hits the fan. You guys are like, you run in, you got these big LMGs, and you're like just going through
Oh,
these
yeah.
streets and you're just pushing through and
And
pushing
you get
through.
Molotovs at some point.
Yeah, and then you gotta go into like some top part of this building, if I
Yeah, it's
remember.
another building. You get
You have to
the
clear it with the
sniper
shotgun. No, you
again.
clear it with the shotgun
Oh,
first, if I
yeah.
remember. You
Oh,
get the
yeah.
you get the pump action, you clear it. Then you go upstairs and you get the sniper, because this is when all the reinforcements are coming in. All the reinforcements coming
Mhm.
in, and then you gotta snipe them all back. You're chucking Molotovs, you're fucking using MGs and
Yeah,
shit. It's fucking
just
sweet.
front street fighting, and then that's kind of all it is for the rest of Liberation, right? Oh, and
Yeah.
there's
Oh, you gotta blow up the
fireworks at the
tank.
end.
You gotta blow up the tank with the
Oh,
Panther.
yeah.
I think you get like knocked down. You have to have some badass Call
Mhm.
of Duty scene when you crawl to it, and then you pick it
Uh-huh.
up and boom, then you blow up the fucking
And
tank.
then at the very end, there's fireworks, and I think the building blows up. Maybe I don't know when the building blows up,
I
but the
think
building blows
I
up.
don't remember. But there's
And there's
fireworks and then
fireworks,
all the hostages, all the like
and then
Jews
you get
hostages.
out the mission where
Mhm.
like the mission select, and like all of French is taken back from the
Yeah.
like
I'm gonna
Germany
let
just gave
you
up France.
I'm gonna let you take the lead on collateral damage because I don't
Oh,
remember that
oh, thank you, dude. I got a lot to say about collateral damage.
one.
Okay, it goes from my favorite mission, Liberation, right
Mhm.
into collateral damage, which I hate collateral
Tops it off.
damage.
Really? I think it tops it off because it goes from all that stealth.
You
And
think
I know
so?
you're in the tank. I know you're in the tank. I don't really remember that
Uh-huh.
one very well. But I know it's in between Liberation and Death Factory. That's all I remember. And I remember you saved some like German family in a basement. That's all I remember. But
So, okay, yeah. So, it doesn't start off with the tanks. It starts off and you're just like I think you're literally just fighting. Like it just starts in the middle of a fight and you have to get to a phone to call the tanks.
mm-hmm.
I think.
I think so.
So you have to get to a phone, you're like with Pearson, and it's like getting run down, like you're about to die.
Oh no, I remember you switch dudes, so you're not Daniels in the tank. You switch to
Yeah,
like
yeah. So
your own tanksman, yeah.
you are Daniels at the beginning. You call the phone, you get to it, you call in the tanks, and you're this like brown or black guy in the tank now. And
Mm.
you gotta go through this like German street and you roll up with the tank and there's like 2 or 3 enemy tanks. I think there's one enemy tank you have to take out, and then there's 2 at once you have to take out, and you have to like shoot them in the back, and you have to like specifically get around them, and it's just kind of a chore. Like it's cool, but it's annoying. And then you
Mm.
take out the tanks, and then it switches away from the tank guy.
Yeah, I think so. I really this is like
And
the one mission I don't remember. So
yeah, so now you're like Daniels again with all your like troops and people, and you're going down this street. It's like Broadway, like just straightway street, and there's a big building at the end, and
mm.
there's cover down the street, and there's a giant sniper, which my last playthrough I got stuck on because I was trying to shoot the sniper, but you actually don't shoot him, you just hide from him.
Oh,
But there's a
yeah, I
giant
don't
sniper in an
remember this.
outpost, and there's a big glare, and if you peek up at all, you just instantly die pretty much.
Mm.
And you have to go through these buildings. Like you'll at some point you blow up a brick wall to get from one building to another, like in
Mm.
between them,
Uh,
and you're just like fighting Nazis the whole time. And then you get to the big building, and it's like this big it's like a hotel or something. It's like a big hotel lobby, like
mm.
open area, and you got to take people out, and you're just killing Germans. And you go into the basement. I don't even know why you go in the basement, honestly.
I think they're just screaming out like help or
Maybe,
something.
but you
Or
go in the basement, and there's basically these 2 German girls. There's like a little girl and like an older, like teenage-ish
yeah.
age probably girl. And you have to. I don't know what happens to the teenager girl person. Maybe she just stays down there. But she
Yeah.
basically tells you to get the little girl up and safe, and you have to stealth past some Germans with the little girl, and get up the
Yeah.
stairs and take her all the way to a truck. And then
Mm.
her older sister's there, and she dies. Like the older sister dies, I think.
I think I remember that. Yeah. I think this is
Someone dies. I
I
think it's the older
stopped
sister, and she just
my
dies.
playthrough. This is
She
where I
gets like
stopped.
shot.
I think she does die though. It's
But she dies, and you
something else.
load the little girl in the truck, and I think that's the end of collateral damage. So
I think so.
the reason I don't like it that much, the tanks are just kind of a chore. The mission or the part with the sniper just kind of sucks, and then the little
Yeah.
girl, the stealth is just hard. Like and for
Yeah.
some reason it's not even rewarding hard. Like I don't know. A
Yeah.
lot of the time stuff is hard, and
Like,
it's like, yeah, I just
when
beat
you
that
stealth
shit. But
it
it's like,
on Liberation, you're blowing shit up and there's fireworks. It
yeah.
seems a lot more rewarding than you're just like, okay, we got the little girl safe. Now what?
And then her older sister's there, and she dies. Like the older sister dies. I think
I remember that. Yeah. I think this is
someone dies. I
I
think it's the older
stopped
sister, and she just
my
dies.
playthrough. This is
She
where I
gets like
stopped.
shot.
I think she does die though. It's
But she dies, and you
something.
load the little girl in the truck, and I think that's the end of collateral damage. So
I think so.
the reason I don't like it that much, the tanks are just kind of a chore. The mission or the part with the sniper just kind of sucks, and then the little
Yeah.
girl, the stealth is just hard. Like and for
Yeah.
some reason it's not even rewarding hard. Like I don't know. A
Yeah.
lot of the time stuff is hard,
Like,
and it's like, yeah, I just
when
beat
you
that
stealth
shit. But
it
it's
on
like,
Liberation, you're blowing shit up and there's fireworks. It
yeah.
seems a lot more rewarding than you're just like, okay, we got the little girl safe. Now what? And I think doesn't Pearson get all pissed because it's like it was so out of the way?
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
Pearson was very against it. Pearson didn't want you to save the girls. So it's kind of a high honor thing to do, and Daniels definitely did the right thing, and Pearson didn't want you to do it because it's Pearson. But you
Pearson's a
do it
piss man,
anyways.
man.
Okay, anyways.
Then it's Death Factory, right? Or no?
Death
Yeah.
Factory.
Yeah.
You can take the reins on Death Factory.
I think
Unless
I
you want me
know.
to, 'cause
I
can't.
know. We can. I think we can both recite it. Hill 49 or 493 or
Death
whatever.
Factory's short, right?
Yeah, it's. I think it's the really short one. I know you like. You spawn in. You're at like some camp or whatever.
Yeah,
and
you're
you're
just at a
watching.
camp.
You're bringing
You
out
gotta
food
get
to
some
like
food, yeah.
randoms, some random squad mates, and then you end up going. It's like, all right, we're going to Death Factory now. This is it's got
And
the
it's like a
name for a
bridge
reason.
area over
It's a
like
bridge.
a little
There's a lot
creek.
of cover.
A lot of cover,
Like
a lot of barbed wire, sandbags.
Yeah, and then when you get there, you can like set up like defenses. So you get like all
Yeah,
these
you can set up
mines,
barbed
you can
wire and stuff and
place
mines.
mines and all this shit. And then you wait for the big push, and then
And there's like
it's all
smoke grenades, and
off.
it's like
Yeah,
ton
they're
of
coming
Germans.
through. And I remember I had like a mounted LMG or something. And I was just fucking
Yeah,
spraying
there's like
them
a few
down.
mounted LMGs behind sandbags, and you can just shoot them up. And that's like the whole mission. You just kill them, and then that's it, right?
Pretty much.
And then it's hill.
I think there's some
you
like
just shoot 'em.
assembly point you have to go to, but you're kind of just pushing through.
Yeah, you're
You're just
killing
pushing
Germans.
through all this forest and shit. And once you get past Death Factory, then it kind of just cuts straight to Hill 49. Which
Yeah, so Hill 493.
have we even mentioned fucking Turner until now? I don't think Turner's
No.
name has even been brought up. Yeah, okay. Well, Turner's like
important.
he's like same command or I think higher command than Pearson. And he's smarter.
Turner's
he's got
awesome.
more brains.
Turner's awesome.
He's a lot nicer. He's always like, you did good, even though it was the wrong thing to do in collateral damage. You did the right thing. And Pearson's all pissy pants. And they're always clashing back and forth because Turner's like, oh, this is the right thing. And then Pearson's like, well, we got our goddamn.
Turner's a W.
fucking...
Turner and Zus. Big W's.
But, you guys will grow on Turner once you play the game. But you start on like.
Let me start off Hill. Because I don't know the second half.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I don't know exactly how it begins, but you basically are at the bottom of a hill.
To a hill, yeah.
You're at the bottom of a hill in some trees, and there's a guy with a big, like
banger,
police parade stick thing.
It's the same shit you use to blow up. Yeah, it's the same shit.
It's a big stick that blows up.
D-Day mission, yeah. So you
and
can
you
either
have to
him
run
go
up the hills. There's like 3 or 4 points that you have to get to, and you send him out, and I think like 90% of the time he gets shot. And
you can time it, right?
Yeah, you can get him all the way.
But
up there.
it's so much cooler to like see him die.
Yeah,
and then
but he gets shot in the head, and you take the mine yourself, and you get up there, and it's like a bunker on the top of the hill, and you blow.
That has like giant machine guns that are all spraying down the bottom of the hill.
And
so that's why it's so hard to get up there.
Yeah, you can take it from there.
So once you blow up that giant wall, you start clearing all the bunkers, right? You get the banger up to that wall, it blows wide open. You walk in there, and you're fucking killing everybody. You're going through this bunker, right? And then once you get to the bunker, I remember there's like a big flat cannon, I think, and you take like a bucket with a bunch of thermite. Or no, it was a helmet with a bunch of thermite in it, and you like place it under that bitch, and you like light it up, and it blows up. And then out of literally fucking nowhere, a big Nazi tank rolls in, and then you gotta like, it's blowing everything up, and it's Pearson screaming.
So you're in this like big open, and like there's incendiary shotguns and like
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a little snowy or muddy or
Mhm.
something.
It's
Maybe
rainy
both.
and muddy. I don't think it's
Rainy and
snowy
muddy. Yeah,
yet.
it's rainy and muddy.
You got to get a
And
thermite grenade on the back of
there's
that
like
tank.
it's like a boss battle. Like
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a boss battle.
It's a boss
It's a
fight, pretty
big
much.
tank, and you have to fight the tank just on your own. You're not in
Mhm.
anything. You don't
Yeah.
have like a rocket launcher, so you got to creep behind the tank and put a thermite grenade like in the exhaust port
Yeah.
and do it like 3 times.
Oh god, dude, that was awful on veteran. I just get
And
ran
that's
over
all
every fucking
after. Oh
time.
yeah, that's all after killing a ton of Germans with incendiary shotguns that are like full auto. But you blow up the tank, and it's like
And then a
he looks like
bunch of
Hitler.
yeah, he
There's a
does.
guy in the tank who looks like Hitler, and he
He's
just
not
comes out with a
Hitler,
Luger.
but
He
he
looks
comes
like
out.
Hitler.
Oh, this is when you whip out the big iron, and then he
Mhm.
fucking blasts that dude, and then a
Mhm.
bunch of more Nazis start rolling in, and then this is the fucking sad part because
It's the
all the
sad part.
Nazis are rolling in, and Turner, the absolute G
Turner
himself,
gets shot and dies.
he's like, "I'll sacrifice. Just
it's-
go, get the fuck out of here."
It's
He
the
gets
most
shot.
beautiful cinematic
Yeah.
in
He
the
gets shot
entire
before,
game.
right? Like he gets
This
shot
is
in the
okay.
chest, and then
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
gets shot a few
"You
times,
guys
I
go
think, or
on," and then he
something.
whips out the Tommy gun. He
Mhm.
starts
Oh, yeah.
spraying a few of them, and then some dude comes and stands on top of the sandbag
Uh-huh.
and just one taps him. He just gets shot, and then he lays
Yeah,
back.
but
Daniels is screaming no. Pearson's holding him back.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I need to have a
real
rant real quick though.
real
Because
dramatic. Yeah.
this game does something that I wish more games would do. I'm sure Red Dead does it, but most games, their cutscenes are like generated
Mhm.
as you're playing it, right? So like that. There's a
Your
video of
gameplay
Red
will
Dead.
like morph into it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you drink all the beard tonics and you grow a mile of hair in the middle of a cutscene.
Yeah.
That's how
Kind of
most
like.
games work, because there's so many
Mhm.
customizations in a lot of games, and it's just easier. But what this game does, when there's a really important scene, like him dying, it's fully rendered out in like 16K and looks straight out of a movie. Like it looks live
No, yeah.
action.
It's crazy, and it's only like
And there's a
2017.
few scenes in it. There's a few scenes in the game that do that because
Mhm.
it's just so important, and it just looks so nice.
Yeah.
And it's like
And they
it'll be
really
up on the screen. It's so
they really
crisp
got the
beautiful,
aspect of
and
it,
it just
yeah.
hits the emotions. And I
And it
wish more games would do
really
that.
yeah, genuinely. Like, it's crazy how a 2017 Call of Duty beats
I
everything
know,
that,
and it
like,
looks so
BO6
good.
has. Like, BO6, like, I played campaign,
And
I
like
don't
that still
know
gets me to this day.
and it's crazy because I still have old gen, and I can play
And it's
Call of
all
Duty on old
rainy and
gen,
shiny
and it
and
looks better
beautiful.
than
And
BO6 on a
it looks
fucking
live
PC. It's
action.
insane. Yeah, it literally looks
Because
straight
it's
out of a fucking
pre-rendered.
movie.
Like it literally,
Yeah.
it's just playing a clip. It's basically playing a movie clip as a cutscene
Mhm.
instead of rendering it.
Yeah.
So
It's
it looks just
so
beautiful.
beautiful.
But
It's Battle of the
anyways,
Bulge, right? I remember this one.
okay.
This is one of my
Battle of the Bulge. Yeah, that I think this.
That's where you
So,
meet the black dude, right? Like the really dark
So
dude.
you're
And
at another camp, and it's
Mhm.
snowy. And okay, so just a little Epic Gamer 69 lore here. I did a whole middle school report thing during like COVID times, probably, of Battle of the Bulge.
Really? Dude,
And
I
it
remember
was
you told me about
it was
this.
a real battle. It's like I think it's the only mission in World War II besides like D-Day, I guess, that's actually called what the battle was. And I mean, it's not
Really?
really anything like it, but it took place in the snow. It was like on Christmas Day. Just like I think maybe this one wasn't on Christmas Day. I think it was
I
though.
think this
But
day was like the end of the mission and everyone's all
uh-huh.
fucking jolly and shit.
But it's Christmas pretty much. It's real snowy. You got to carry some ammo and food around or something. And
Yeah.
then there's some Germans that poke out and you got to shoot them. And
You
you get
chase
to
him.
this.
No, you chase him down. And then
You
you
chase
like
them, yeah.
beat them
And
down
there's
and then you
this little
take his
shed thing that you have
papers.
to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get some important papers, and there's a shed with a phone. And
You
instead
gotta
of
ring
calling
up that
tanks,
phone.
you're calling a plane.
Oh yeah, and
And
then you
it's
switch
really
to the
fun. You switch to
sky.
the plane
It's
guy.
got like the GTA pan where it like goes up
Uh-huh.
slowly, and then
Yeah,
you're like
it's
in a
exactly
plane.
like that.
It's fucking hard. You're in this plane, and then you're flying around. You gotta take down all these other planes. That one was really hard. First play, like just plane mechanics. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
but
it's really fun though.
it's a really interesting mission because you like there's multiple missions where like tanks are involved and I guess kind of
Uh-huh.
planes. But like, this is where you're like
Yeah,
really in the view
you
of the
literally shoot
sky. You're
down
not seeing the
planes.
planes on ground level. You're in the sky with everyone. It's fucking sweet.
And it's very reminiscent of Battle of Britain, which was another actual World War II battle, which was only fought in planes, and it was pretty dope.
Mm.
But you're literally just fighting in the sky, and then
Yeah,
that
that one was
ends.
cinematic as hell though, because
Oh
there's
yeah,
like
it's so cool.
there's like the cannons from ground that are shooting up, and you see all
Uh-huh.
these explosions in the air, and
And
there's
then you
planes
finish in the
flying out of the
planes,
sky.
and
Mhm.
then I think that's pretty much the end. Like you switch back to Daniels for the final cutscene.
And then you're kind of
think.
I don't think you're in the barn anymore. I think they like progress very far, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, Daniels got out of there. He's somewhere else now, and it's like final cutscene of the mission. And then you get to ambush.
No,
Ambush is
there's
so
more. There's more to
cool.
Battle of
Is
the
there?
Bulge. Because you gotta, yeah, you get like the whole smoke grenades, and there's a bunch of tanks that pull up, and
It's
you
just
gotta,
more fighting Germans in the giant snowy
yeah,
field.
okay, but yeah, there's a little more though. You gotta get these grenades, and you gotta chuck them at these fucking tanks that are rolling up, and then they'll get airstriked out of the sky. Because the whole reason you're in the
Oh
planes
yeah,
is to get all of that out of the way, so then they can detour, come get all the tanks
yeah.
ground level. So then they're dropping bombs and shit, and then you're kind of just doing a little more fighting, a little sniping, I'm pretty sure, and then that's pretty much it. Then it's ambush, which I
Right,
think is
and
also one of
ambush
my
is
favorite
oh,
missions. Yeah,
ambush is
this
so
is a good
cool.
one.
I always forget about it, but it's actually so good.
I always forget.
So
I
you
know you can
start
edit
off,
this, but like
and
I always
it's
forget Zus gets captured in this mission. It's so weird.
I know, me
I
too.
think he gets captured so much earlier, but
I
it's like
know.
it's one mission ahead from like the last
Yeah,
mission. So then
it
you're like,
feels
oh
like
shit.
so much longer.
I feel like Zussman was captured for at least like a Hill
No, I
49
was
or
literally
something.
about to say earlier that he got captured in SOE, and then I was like, no,
Yeah,
what?
he didn't get
But
captured. It's so weird.
anyways,
Yeah.
you're on this hill. It's dark and snowy,
Mm,
and you're in the middle of the ambush. Like it's about to go down, and you
yeah.
get a bar.
You're prepared for it, right? Or was it it was
hmm
a yeah, they were getting prepared.
You
It
just
wasn't like a
yeah,
random. Yeah.
yeah. But you get a bar, and you're posted up on a hill and stuff, and
Yeah.
you're basically ambushing this like German convoy, and shooting
Mm.
it up with a bar, which is like the first time you get a full auto AR, because you're literally using like an M1 Garand the
I
whole
think you
time.
have the bar in
I think you
the
could
end of
get it, but you don't
Liberation.
start with it.
You start with it in
Maybe.
Liberation, like when you
Oh
first
yeah,
come to
you're right.
Daniels, and
Yeah.
then you're in the
But you
streets. You
get
have
the
that.
bar, and it's snowy and dark, and you go to the convoy, and then stuff goes down, and you kill the Germans, and then what?
And then
Because
let me
I
think.
know you have to stealth. Is this when Zussman gets
Oh
captured?
yeah,
Right
okay.
then?
So the whole ambush gets blown the fuck up. Like they're all hitting the mines and
Yeah.
pushing all this, right? And then you like no, but he gets captured in like a base. Yeah, you move up to like this big military fortress, right? This big military base.
Before he gets captured.
And this is another stealth mission
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like
thing.
a
There's a
big
stealth
yeah.
a
You don't
stealth
have to stealth
proportion.
it, but it's a stealth mission.
Yeah, pretty much. You can stealth it or go loud, whatever. And then
hmm
you go in.
You basically get to the top of a giant tower again with a sniper.
Oh,
And then
right,
you get
right.
there's like a guy behind you
Yeah.
and knocks you out, or it blows up or something. Like
Something
the very
happens.
top of a tower.
Your vision's all blurry. Then you see
Yeah.
Zussman get captured. And
And
you're
he
like,
just gets
Zussman.
nabbed.
And then Pearson's like, we'll go back for him later. We'll go for him. And he's like, fuck no. And he pushes him off. And then he grabs the Jeep and he starts chasing that shit. And
Oh yeah.
like, it
And
blue balls you because you were like,
you should be able to
tailing.
save him.
No,
You
you are
could do it.
tailing. Like you are tailing.
You're on
it.
him, and then he gets
You are
away.
on him, and then it just zooms off, hits like the fucking hyperdrive,
No,
and starts
it's the
flying
NOS.
off. Dude,
It gets
literally.
out of there.
No, it
Like you're about to
zooms
get him,
off.
and it hits the hyperdrive and gets out of there.
And then, if I remember, it crashed, and then you're crawling to like the little POA, and then you're like shooting off a few shots, and then it gets away. You're like, no, Zussman. And then I think that's the end. Then it's the Ryan, right?
And then the Rhine final mission. Honestly, I think it's a little anticlimactic for the final mission.
Yeah.
But it's definitely fun, and it's pretty iconic. Like in my brain, like it's pretty iconic.
Because it's the last bridge, right, of like convoy.
So the
Rhine,
for context, history mode, I'll go. The Rhine is a river. I think it's in France or it's in Germany or something, but it's a river. So the Rhine, it's a big bridge that goes over the river, and it has like these 4 pillars, so 2 pillars on each side, and it's like just a giant bridge that you have to push.
Yeah.
And you're with Pearson, and you're at the front of the bridge, and you have to go up the towers and kill some Germans and stuff, and get up them. Yeah. And you push down the bridge and kill people and stuff, and then
doesn't
you
it
get
get
to the other.
bombed at some point? Like I remember something
Something goes
happens.
down on the other side of the bridge, and there's like a tunnel
Yeah.
or something, and it's like all on fire and blown up.
Something. And you just got to keep going from like cover to
Uh-huh.
cover to cover, and you're making way over the bridge.
And
And then
like everything's blown up and stuff. And
yeah,
then, is that like it?
I think so.
It goes on for it's like all fighting.
Yeah,
Like it's just like you
yeah.
can't really talk about it because it's just all fighting.
Some
But it's
type of
just like
fire.
it's
You
very
get
action
to the
packed,
end
not
of the
many
tunnel,
cutscenes.
and then
It's a
there's
lot with
bunch of
Pearson. There's like a
fire.
Pearson
Yeah,
redemption arc almost. Like you're talking
yeah.
with him at the beginning, and he's like coming around on stuff, and he's getting better. And
And then
then
it's epilogue where you
yeah,
go,
and
then
then
it's epilogue where you
yeah,
go back and
epilogue.
you make
It's
your way to
barely
the
a mission, really. It's kind of just a
It's
cutscene you play out.
I honestly forget it's its own mission. I remember it being just a
Yeah,
cutscene. But you
same.
go to the
But you
giant
go to a
labor camp,
concentration camp. Yeah.
and then
And
you're
you take
looking
some
around for
pictures, and
Zussman.
it's
Oh
pretty
god,
graphic.
it is graphic.
Like
No,
there's
there's
like
like
hung Jews and like
there's
dead
dead
people,
people, burnt people. You can
and you
see.
don't find Zussman. Wait, do
Yeah,
you?
yeah. No, you find Zussman. You find yeah.
You
'Cause
find where was he?
I think you go in some little cabin thing. No, you search the whole thing, and then screaming in the woods, and then you run
Oh,
over
there
there.
is fighting.
Yeah, and then you shoot like I think a few Germans,
You're
and
with
then
like
it's
Alio or
Zussman.
something, aren't you? Or like
I
someone.
think so. I think it's Alio.
Yeah,
You
and
run
there's like
out
this
there,
bunker that you have
or
to
it might be
fight.
Styles because he was taking all the pictures. So
Oh, I
you're
think
with
it is
someone,
Styles. It is
and then
Styles.
you find all these Germans, and you find Zussman. You have all reunite. He's got his head shaved. He's all skinny
He's
and
like
pale. He's rough.
it might be the
One
thumbnail.
mission.
He looks
Yeah,
rough.
no, it is
He
one
looks like a
mission
Jew.
though. One mission he's captured, and
Mhm.
then he is all starved and like.
No, he's there, and there's
like,
a cutscene where he's like fighting back. I don't know when it is, but they're like by a
Some
train, and he's
part.
like being a little
Yeah.
rebellious.
And then you have like the slow mo quick draw of like the 1911, and then
Uh-huh.
you can blast the German that's fighting him, and you kind of reverse what happened in Kobe or D-Day,
Yeah,
where
where he
it's
saves
like-
you.
Yeah, exactly. Then you have your whole part, and then it's a big cut scene, and then everyone's happy, and then
You go home in America.
go
You get
home.
your like what would they even be called? The outfit once you get home, and it's like tan and like the beret,
Yeah.
and you get your like
And
Medal
then
of Honor or
you're all
whatever,
lined
and you
up
see
with the big
Zussman.
commander with the mustache, the gray
Oh,
mustache.
dude, you see Daniel's wife.
Yeah.
I could make a whole nother
Doesn't
hour-long video about
Zussman?
Daniel's wife.
He says something like at the
I
end.
don't blame
know,
him.
I know for the whole campaign, he's like, oh, I always wish I was coming over.
Yeah.
And he's like bleeding out of his fucking side. But there's a lot of
Yeah.
things where Zussman hitting on his wife. But I mean, it's just valid for the
Yeah.
40s, you know.
But you get caught up with Zussman. He's in like a hospital bed and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's the end.
Oh, you
And
know
it's
we
pretty
did.
sad.
Yeah, it is kind of sad. It's like
And then
happy
okay,
sad, though.
yeah.
Happy
I don't know if this is what you're about to say, but there is a whole arc in like flashbacks and stuff
I think
with
you're.
Daniel's past,
Yeah.
which
That's
we
what I was
glossed
trying to bring up.
over.
And he's
Uh-huh.
like shooting
So,
his brother's getting like
basically,
mauled by a
We'll
wolf.
just go. I know it basically, but
I
he
don't even
goes
know
out
who
with
his brother is,
like
to be honest.
it's like his uncle or something, or like
I think
it's
it's
like
his brother.
almost a
'Cause I remember
father
him.
figure.
I remember him calling him baby brother, but it is like a father figure.
Yeah, it's his father figure. It's not his
Pretty much.
dad,
It's his
uncle,
older
grandpa,
brother.
it's- yeah.
Something.
but they're going out to hunt or something, and he gets attacked by a wolf.
And Daniels is young. He's like young.
Yeah,
young.
Daniel's
He's
a
like,
little kid.
He's a little
and
boy.
Does
Well,
he?
older
He's
brother-
too scared to shoot the wolf.
No, he's panicking. He's like trying to reload the
He's
gun. and it
panicking
won't
and he's too
reload.
scared. Just in
Older
general,
brother
and he can't
like
shoot it.
stabs the wolf. He like pulls out a knife, stabs
Uh-huh.
him, and then he's like, "All right, let's go home, baby brother." And he puts his cowboy
And then he
hat on.
collapses and dies.
Does he?
Yeah, he puts his hat on after getting eaten, and he just collapses and dies.
I don't remember that part. Damn, it's been a while.
Yeah,
because
so,
I don't remember.
yeah,
him
he gets
dying.
attacked
I
by the
remember him
wolf.
just being like,
And he stands up and he's like, "Come on, baby brother," and he puts on his hat, and then he just dies.
yeah.
He just like collapses in the snow and dies. So
and
that
I think that was
that's
right
in, like-
before Stronghold,
SOE,
right?
not SOE. It's
I think it's right after. It's right before Cobra.
probably
I think
Stronghold.
it's
Or,
Stronghold because that's when you're
it's
like,
throughout. There's a few times
yeah,
though.
no, it's before
It's throughout
Stronghold
the
because I
game.
remember. I remember. It's like really far from the church that you're supposed to be at in Stronghold.
Yeah,
So it's like kind
that's
of
what I was saying.
It's showing. It's like foreshadowing where you're about to be, and then it's like, oh, the whole
Uh-huh.
reason I'm having bad dream and I'm like having
Yup.
flashbacks and I need to do this for my older brother and
So
my
that's like
wife.
it's a little arc and it doesn't really matter, but it is pretty cool. And
It was just
gives
something
some
that was
background to
completely
Daniels.
skipped. That was for some
Uh-huh.
reason completely skipped over.
But that's basically the
yeah,
game.
it's a really good game. Beautiful. I think
It's really
the best Call of Duty ever. Because
and
there's only one other World War II game that was old as hell. Like it was like one of
Vanguard.
the. Okay, Vanguard doesn't even count, bro. That was so
Okay, anyways though,
garbage.
that's basically World War II.
Best
You
Call of
got any
Duty.
final thoughts?
Play it. Just play the game. It's beautiful.
That's what I was gonna say.
They get they really
the whole
capture
point
the
of these
World War
videos
II.
in my mind, it's not. It's called Too Long Didn't Play, but it's not just for people who don't want to play the game and still want to know what happens, even though it's damn good at that. But it's also like, because there's people that maybe don't even know COD World War II has a campaign or even exists.
Yeah.
And those people might be watching this video right now, and it's a pretty
Could
short
be.
campaign. Like it's nothing crazy.
But it
Like,
really
it's a
makes
COD
up for it.
campaign.
Like yeah, but
And
it's
even though I
crazy
kind
good.
of just spoiled all the beats and the story, it'll still hit you, and
Just
you
the
still
same,
get to
yeah.
play it and experience it. So I would say my call to action is go play it. I get if you
And,
don't want to
yeah.
play Red Dead because it's too long and you're busy, but get World War II. You can probably get it on sale for like $5.
And it
Play
really
the
like
multiplayer.
yeah, the
too.
multiplayer is my
It's my
favorite.
favorite
Dude.
multiplayer.
I think they just capture everything perfectly. Like like now in COD multiplayer when you're
And it's
playing.
Sledgehammer. Who would have known?
Yeah, genuinely. And when you're like calling an airstrike and like I don't know the new remastered or whatever.
And something they need to bring back in new CODs is the headquarters. It's so cool.
When you can just
There's
be
a-
with a bunch of randoms and doing a bunch of
Yes.
emotes and
So
shit.
there's a
It's just like a
headquarters
little
and there's
lobby.
crates and stuff, and you can walk around with real people in a giant headquarters.
Yeah.
And interact with them and dance and stuff. You got to play it.
Is there open mic in that? I can't remember. Can you like
Yeah, there
like
is.
prox chat? Yeah.
And there's like a
But-
1v1 arena.
Oh yeah, there is.
Anyways, we're
one
getting
you
off
can watch
topic.
watch like a movie too. There's a
Yeah,
little movie
but
section.
you gotta just play the game. Highly would recommend. What would you rate it? What out
10.
of what?
10 out of 10 for a Call of Duty campaign.
I'd give it 10 Daniels out of 20 Zussmans.
out of 20s.
Confidently.
I already know there's gonna be a little meter with
Let's
Zussman's
just
little head on it. Starve it.
Who's your favorite character?
Probably Zus. Pearson. I like Pearson. He's funny.
Really?
There's a lot of like when you're flying out of the church on Stronghold, and he's like, "Do you see
Pearson's definitely funny.
He's definitely.
Oh, dude, we didn't
funny,
even talk about when he was drunk. Let's not talk about it.
Oh yeah,
If you played it, you know what I'm talking about, and you haven't played it, play it because it's funny. He's drunk.
He's a drunk.
That's at the beginning of.
Battle of the Bulge, right? Because it's
No,
snowy,
that's at the
all-
beginning of Ambush, or the end of Battle of the Bulge. Maybe
What?
it's the end because it's Christmas. Anyways,
No, it
I
was
think
the
that's
beginning of
about
Battle
it.
of the Bulge because he was all
no, it's not
drunk.
the beginning. It's not
No,
the beginning of Battle of the Bulge.
Okay, but
it's
it
the
was
end.
because he was drunk because Turner died.
Okay.
Wasn't he?
This can
We're
wait.
off
This
topic.
can
We're
wait.
way off topic. We're way off topic.
This can wait. Just play the game. I think that's about it.
And you heard it here
And
first.
if you like this kind of
close.
content, it's very new, very, very different for me. And this has been your boy, Epic Gamer 69, and
featuring hunkymonke69,
aka
Glue a podcast.
This has been yours truly, Connor and Mason, signing out.
Well, let me have a rule and a saw and a board.
Action.
Now
Cut.
Cut.
I
Cut.
climb up a ladder
How did we
Wait,
forget?
tell me I wasn't recording that whole time.
Well, we worked so hard to build a little
Hold up.
house together. In the snow or the rain or the ice cold wind, whenever. No matter what the weather.